Schwartz turned and walked back into the room. In a level and respectful tone, he said, "I'm working at the request of the city of Pittsburgh. I have an investigator's license from the state of Pennsylvania, and the reputation of a potentially innocent man gives me even further moral authority. My methods may prove faulted, but I have my reasons for them, and I am under no compulsion to explain them to any of you."
There was no hunchback shouting sanctuary, but 8 Indonesian immigrants took advantage of the refuge offered by a New Jersey church to avoid deportation. The visitors had overstayed their visas rather than return to their native country, where they say they faced persecution for their Christian beliefs. Finally, Immigration and Custom Enforcement, or ICE, released a statement that the 6 men and 2 women still officially face enforcement of a judge order of repatriation to Indonesia. However, for the time being, ICE promises not to act on the pending directive. After spending the better part of a year within the confines of the walls of the Reformed Church of Highland Park, the immigrants now can move about freely provided they check in with ICE periodically, while they await a vote on pending litigation which might provide asylum. In the words of Pastor Seth Caperdale, "As you can imagine, church on Sunday was a gigantic celebration." The culture of alcohol prohibition continues to rise across many Islamic areas of the world. Recent news stories of radical Muslims patrolling the streets of Whitechapel in the United Kingdom and forcing citizens to dump their alcoholic beverages down a sewer is just one example. The resurgence of this kind of backward Islamic ideals is altering the fundamental nature of both Western and Islamic civilization. Lawrence Osborne, who writes for The Independent, notes that the number of bars in the once lively city of Cairo have notably diminished. Osborne points to the link that existed between the dwindling number of social clubs and the increased number of females who now wear bags over their heads. As radical fundamentalist Islamic pressure continues, more and more towns around the city of Turkey are quietly going dry. Osborne adds that historically, during Islam's golden age, alcohol did not carry any moral baggage. Alcohol was perfectly acceptable going back as far as the 17th century. Historian Elvia Salebi even notes that the founders of Turkey and Pakistan were quite fond of the many varieties of raki and guzzled it daily. She points to the current Islamic hubbubaloo over alcohol as a modern phenomenon. Pakistanis of 50 years ago would be shocked to see secret permit rooms that are now scattered in the region. Permit rooms are secret places where a non-Muslim can buy booze, but must have a permit book where police note every purchase. According to Mr. Osborne, alcohol prohibition, as cited in the Quran, is few and far between, and the consequences are not particularly severe. These foundational details do not deter the hardcore fundamentalists from acting out. Osborne expects patrols like we saw in Whitehall to increase as more narrow fundamentalist interpretation of the Quran continue. He indicates that it is the modern radicalized Muslim who has forgotten the older Islamic traditions of tolerance as a virtue.